What's going on, YouTube? My name is Jacob, and I want to start off by saying that we all know that Destiny will be on a 10-year plan, and we know that most likely Destiny 2 is already being worked on as we speak. And I did a little bit digging around, and I read an article where Activision CEO Eric Hirshberg released a statement saying that they are currently working on their 4 expansion packs for Destiny 2 as well as the main game. But the thing is, if they truly want this franchise to stay alive and succeed, they're gonna have to fix a lot of the issues that were present on Destiny and try to recover from the backlash that they received from the community and the reviewers as well. Because, even some very popular reviewers, like GameSpot and, IGN, completely bashed Destiny, which is very surprising. Starting off by the story itself, which was one of the main selling points for Destiny. They had promised an interesting universe filled with with a ton of content in which you could get immersed and it would never be repetitive or tiresome. But it was exactly that. The world itself served merely as padding, and it was nothing but a grind. Never have I killed such an absurd amount of the same enemies, which I wouldn't have mind if I had context or any context to why I was doing the same repetitive missions over and over, which were basically just wave defense. And yeah, you might say, Jacob, you can go to Bungie.net and grow the Grimoire, and you can read and find out info about just about anybody in the character, in the game. But let's be honest, nobody buys a game to read the story on the side. It's like buying a movie without audio. You don't buy a movie and then buy the audio separately, or read the audio. It doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? But the thing is, instead of actually reading about it, we want to get immersed in the world itself through the cutscenes as well as the gameplay itself. If you want to read about the lore and the characters outside what was offered in the main game, it means that you are emotionally invested enough to actually go out and read and find out more about the story. Why? Because it made you care. The base game made you care about what was going on, about the characters, the protagonists, even the antagonists, because sometimes the enemies are just as interesting as the main protagonist in the game. But sadly, Destiny could not provide this level of immersion. Now I'm hoping that this could be fixed in Destiny 2, and they will be able to redeem themselves and give us a more interesting story filled with cutscenes, plenty more cutscenes, as well as a more coherent story, a more coherent storyline. Because this story, quote unquote, was very uninspired. In my humble opinion, it was truly uninspired. Now another thing is the gambling system, which within the game. And I like to say that I would have enjoyed this system if it had been executed properly. But I can honestly say that up to this point, which with all the patches and updates, it is still broken. For example, I jumped into a Crucible match last time, and at this point the match was almost over. There were like 20 seconds left. I didn't get a kill or any deaths or any points whatsoever. I just walked around for a little bit. The match was over. And I unlocked the Plan C exotic fusion rifle out of nowhere. Absolutely random. I have no idea how it works or why it works like that. I guess like people say, to protect the casuals or to please the casuals, to make sure they actually get some good stuff from time to time. But it still doesn't make sense. The guy that was in the match throughout the entire game, he got like 30 kills. He didn't get anything at all. Now, if they want to bring something like that in Destiny 2, they want to bring back the looting system. At least they should try to, learn from the best. Like, for example, in my opinion, Borderlands, it's a good, it's a good game where you can actually compare, because Borderlands had a very good, looting system. It was very, I got addicted to it. It was a very fun game. You wouldn't mind fighting the bosses, maybe over and over, or the same bandits, or the same, or raiding the same camps. Why? Because you knew that there was a chance of you getting something better than what you actually had. So I believe that they should, not copy Borderlands formula, but mimic some of their success and grow on that. And the thing is, one of the last things that I want to talk about too is Activision itself. Now, I want to ask you guys, have you guys noticed every time these successful companies join forces with Activision or EA, everything completely goes down to shit? One way or another, they raise up the price, and they make they make them crank up ridiculous amounts of DLC for extra profit. And I know that Bungie most likely doesn't have any, too much, control over their game, like they used to. But I'm guessing that's the reason why people, the reason why Bungie's story was so empty as well. People believe, including myself, that the story, got completely rewritten in the final stages of development in order to cut out, in order so it can be cut out and placed on DLC, just like we're seeing right now. So when it really comes down to it, is if Destiny wants to succeed, they're gonna have to make some serious changes to the formula in general. Now, I want this game to succeed. It has the potential to really become, game of the year. But in order for the game to do that, they will have to resolve some of the issues that I just mentioned. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please like and share. Subscribe if you haven't. This is Jacob, logging off.